series. I'm super excited. It's always a joy to come in here and do what I love to do the most, right? So welcome praise, welcome skill for all, welcome. This is the Live Again series, and it's really a program that features strong women that have, been through challenges of life and have a story to tell, lessons they've learned from their live again journeys, and they really just come to share practical steps that they took to live again. So sometimes the Live Again series is with a guest, sometimes it's not with a guest. I'm waiting for my guest, and when I see her, I'm going to invite her. But first of all, what is living again? What is living again? Living again is really dying to live. It's dying to the old to live the new life in Christ. Many of us have heard the word life abundantly, the phrase life abundantly, but many of us are not living life abundantly. That is not our reality. And everything that Jesus Christ died for was to give us life abundantly. Many times the thief has come, he has stolen, he has killed, he has destroyed things in our lives. But Jesus is saying, I have come that they, that you, that I would have life and life abundantly. That's what living again is about. It's about creating a new pattern in your lineage that they will follow. It's about creating consciously that life, that would be a life that is worthy of emulation. That life that those coming ahead of you would have a great platform, to build on, as against being the kind of life that would be a liability or a curse, right? So living again is broad, but it really begins from you dying. Except a corn of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it abides alone. And that is what living again is about. We are planning an outreach very soon, and the outreach is supposed to help women live again in all aspects of life, right? So spiritual, emotional, mental, physical, financial, in every area. If you'd like to register for that, please click the link in my bio. I see our guest is here now. Oh, fantastic. Okay, let me bring her up immediately. Ladies and gentlemen. Where is that my song that I was playing? Oh, wow. Amazing. Living again is life. Not living is death. Is like, so let me not confuse you, because I already said that you have to die to live again. What I mean is, when people are dead, declared dead, is not when they're actually dead. When people are not living, like they're alive but they're not alive, that means they're barely existing. Hello sis, good evening. Oh my goodness, so sorry for Nigeria. It is well. It is well. Well, God will keep helping us. God will help us. God will help us. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my guest is in the building. My guest is in the building. Before I introduce her, I'm sure some of your followers are wondering what's going on here and who is this woman that is on the screen and what's really happening here. Let me introduce myself. My name is Enifome, and I'm the founder of the Live Again movement. We help broken, abused, and distressed women live again in all aspects of life, right? We believe that there is life regardless of what has happened to you, and that life is what we introduce you to, teaching you how to leverage your pain and convert your pain to profit. Okay, now it's time for me to introduce my guest. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Toyin Onigbanjo. She's a lot of things, though. Let me even add, before I read the bio, she's a TikToker. Those are your videos. Hey, but those videos are TikTok videos. They are TikToky videos. I love those videos. Sometimes when I want to laugh, I just come and watch those videos and I have a good laugh. And I like the fact that the videos deal with
are what's called a commercial break.
I love it.
I'm not.
Okay. Noted. Noted. But I love the videos because they tend to attend to the things that happen to women, and one thing I would say, irrespective of what I read in the bio, that I've noticed is your passion for women. It's there, it's glaring, and everything you do comes out of that passion. In fact, If I even ask you how August Secret started, I'm sure there will be a passion somewhere there for women, you know. So let me read her profile very quickly. Toyin Onigbanjo is an award-winning entrepreneur, child nutrition and gender advocate. She is the founder and managing director at August Secrets Limited, a fast-growing child nutrition company based in Nigeria, the makers of Jaden's Natural Cereals. She holds a master's degree in international affairs from the University of Lagos and an executive education from the Stanford University Graduate School of Business. She is the recipient of the Graca Machel Gender Lens Award for her innovative strides in child nutrition and women empowerment in Africa. She's the author of the August Secrets Meal Plan, a bestseller recipe book of nutritious food recipes made with African ingredients, sold alongside the natural cereals manufactured at her family company, August Secrets. Toyin was listed as one of the leading ladies Africa most inspiring women 2023. And I'm sure you know why. I'm sure you know why. Her passion is something that keeps driving her and makes her to keep being consistent, you know, with putting excellence in everything that she does. And so it's no wonder she's actually a sought after speaker. She has been featured on several global platforms. I remember that's how I even met her. She came to speak and I was emceeing that day, right? She's an amazing woman. She's happily married to Olawale and they have 3 beautiful children, Jaden, Joanna, and Joella. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me make welcome my guest, my sister, a woman advocate, passionate about women. In short, my sister in the woman ministry. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah. Oh, wow. Welcome, sis. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome. I know today is going to be a great day because we encountered some difficulty in actually coming on live. So I know that today will be great. I don't even have any doubt in my heart that God has prepared you and he's going to use you to help his daughters live again today. I'm sure they are going to share things that would help, you know, women who are merely existing to begin to truly live. So the first question I'm going to ask you today is, what does the term live again mean to you?
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. I hope
Good
we're all
evening.
so. Live again, as the word implies, it's simply what it is. Pretty much picking up yourself after a fall, a major life-changing event, after a major life change. Uh, that is what live again means to me. Um, there's no other definition, you know, for that. And except that the only thing I can say is it's really not easy. It's easy to say, but
Honestly,
you know what?
it's not.
Uh,
Yeah, it's
encourage
not.
one another, and which is why it's important to talk about failures just as much as we talk about success. As successful people say it, you don't, of course, succeed first, and then talk about the failures, because we need to talk about the failures. So, living again is pretty much rising from what was meant to crush you and becoming alive again.
Oh, wow. Wow. I love it. Very simple, but very, very, very concise. I like the fact that you said it's getting up after a
Thank you.
fall and sometimes a very bad fall because, like you said, it's not even easy. I'm just trying to imagine somebody that falls down in public. Usually there's this shame, right? Let's use that analogy. I remember one time I was climbing. I used to like fruits a lot. Like there's this thing, this fruit we call fruits back then growing up. It's actually called fruits. In my place, they call it ebelebo, right? I used to like it so much, and I was a tomboy. So I used to climb trees, literally. I would climb this particular tree in front of my house, and I would pluck all the ripe fruits, put them in a basin, wash them, and put them in the fridge. Oh my goodness, trust me, the feeling was out of this world. So one of those days, I climbed, I fell from the tree. And I remember, as you were saying it now, that picture just flashed in my brain. I remember people that were looking at me, and I didn't know whether to laugh, whether to cry, whether to. It was so shameful that, you know, You want to cry, but you're like, hard girl, nothing they happen. You're like, I beg, they will not see me cry, they will not see my tears, but you're dying because the pain is unbearable. I think that's the analogy that came to mind when you spoke about what live again means to you. Getting back up after a fall, and I want to add, after a bad fall sometimes, it's never easy. There is the shame there is the pain, there is the work it entails to get up. Sometimes when you fall, you break things, you can break bones, you can break stuff. So things happen when people fall, and it's not always easy to put those things back together. But one thing I've come to understand is that God knows how to take the broken pieces and put them together. Honestly, like there's a kind of fall that somebody will fall that you don't even know. If the pieces are so all over the place that even you don't know how to put them together, and that's where coming to God comes in to begin to help you to live again. And we'll talk about that more as we go. The next question I have for you is, have you ever been knocked down by life? What practical steps did you take to bounce back and begin to live again?
Okay, so not done by life. Really, I would say for me, the very first heartbreak or knockdown that I've had in life is um, my dad. You know, so being rejected by a parent, but the good thing is my mom has been always been there, always been there. I mean, she's gold. But as I say, a girl with her father, that's the one was you're seeing the father is late. Just not even like that's what parents do.
Your line is breaking, sis.
Okay,
Okay, I think it's better now.
so maybe like um my parents did that did this all that, or they are late now, so maybe you just overlook and just forget. But in my own case, my dad is still very much alive, but he doesn't want to see any of us.
Wow.
It's really, really uh, what major heartbreak that me back then. Um, I used to always worry. I used to always get bothered and be sort of affected, like self love and all.
Mm, mm.
And I often say this: situations look different on people. It is now that I'm getting like, beg, please. But I know what it took me to get right. I know I had to work on myself. Imagine if I didn't to work on myself. Hey, train your daughters, that those are the kind of women that now end up being like sex and all that. And trauma get over. Not everybody has the opportunity to get over those kind of trauma, right?
Mm, mm.
So, so if it looks big though, if it's not love that much as a child, those those are the kind of people who end up become people pleaser, attention seekers. You know, there was a time I kids that you know my daughter came and said, "Mommy, I have to take," and she was just cuddling me. And then my son now came to out of jealousy. Now came and said, "Mommy, take." I'm like, "Is it like to me? What are you?" He said, "Hold on, I for attention." I said, "Yes, we're trying to seek for your attention." And then I dropped my phone, started to engage them, started to, because I know how it feels, to be robbed of attention, all right? So, except you work on it to get those. I just said, these are the things that we overcame, or we have to make sure that these kids don't, of course, they're kind of that they want to play with. That's just it. It- But the later on is even good. They eat, they are seeing me. Not the one that, get out, or maybe when you're not even listening to question those things, those motherly or those fatherly stuff. So it's really very, very key for me. That was That's what I say, that my major like break and all that stuff, you know. And as they say, family is always family. I hate that thing. True. It's not true. Family is who got your way. I mean, we
Mm.
live in peace. We should live in peace with all men. I've forgiven myself. But please, I mean, toxic parents, they've sown evil life in the life of their children, and it's taken the Holy Spirit to
I don't
destroy
know
them.
what's wrong with your audio, boys. Is that what you're saying is so deep, and I don't want anybody to miss it. You just made a comment now. You said family is not anybody that God brings your
Yes,
way. It's
please,
not,
family.
yeah.
Family is not only by blood. Some people are
It's not
associated
only
by
by
blood.
blood. Mm.
Don't get so wild. It's really not as growing for father figures and everything. But now, I have the blood of Jesus running through. So I am from that. I am from that lineage of Jesus
Mm.
Christ, who has died, you know, and has shed his blood, shed his blood. Then, as they say, they are
Mm.
still seated at the right hand of God in heavenly places, right? So that's where
Yeah.
we belong. But it doesn't mean one will not have fun. Just go to show, how this toxic, um, family, uh, of the toxicity of family members, can actually not affect, especially growing up as young children. But
Mm.
I've got over it. I mean, it was before now. If I was talking about it, I'll be crying. But now, my eye, they're very, very clear.
It shows that you've healed. So what were
I've forgiven. I've forgiven everybody. Everybody.
mm.
Forgive. Like forgiven everybody. Commit everybody into the hands of the Lord with peace of mind. No wahala. Or this thing saying, "Oh, family is always going to stop." Please, I beg. Don't. Please. No, I don't agree.
Wow.
Just
So what I can pick from you is you worked on yourself, you learned, you forgave everybody, and you understood that you belong to God and God is your father. Yes, you had some after your father did what he did and just rejected you guys. Your mom stood there, and that in itself has its own there are things that a child picks up from there. Like you said, an absent father. Sometimes people actually have present fathers that are absent. I don't even know which one is worse because I experienced that.
mhm,
My father was present, but he felt because I've provided food and money, that's how it is. That's what
mhm,
it is to be. I've done everything. I've done my best. I've done everything I'm supposed to do. So I found myself devoid of that presence, that authority, that guidance. I was always trying to find my way. And the worst part is when a guy asks me out, or I like somebody, or I have a particular feeling or anything, I can't talk to my father because how dare you? Like he told me categorically that if he sees me with a boy, he will scrape my head with bottle. So for him, it was, I don't want to see you near a boy, even by mistake. So imagine that kind of thing growing up and not having any your father to be there. And I didn't even know how bad it affected me until I began to go through life and I started asking, why did I attract this kind of person? Why did I meet this kind of person? I later understood that even though I was saying I'm a hard girl, nothing they happen, let's just be strong and all of that. That thing that I experienced with my father and his absence affected me. And like you said, that unconscious search for father figure. Sometimes you don't even know you're doing it. You're just in your mind. You're like, I need a father. And sometimes women go and marry men because they want men that will be like their fathers. You get it? And many times those men are replicas of the father they are trying to avoid. Except, like you said, such a woman has worked on herself, taking herself to say, you know what, where I'm coming from, if I'm gonna do something different or be anything different, I have to work on myself. So what I picked from you is you had to start understanding that family is not just blood. Family can be anybody that God brings your way. So what I'm picking there is that God brought the right relationships into your life, right? I'm also picking that you forgave. And I'm not even, in fact, that could not have been easy, because forgiveness is very, very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. And you did that. And then, yeah, go ahead. You said something.
I was watching what you were saying.
Yeah, it's hard. And I always say that forgiveness, you don't forgive somebody because the person deserves it. No, you forgive someone because you deserve it. You deserve the peace. It's really about you. You need that peace. You need that clean slate. You need to be able to run without any inhibition. You need to be able to fly and soar. And unforgiveness can never, ever, ever, ever help anybody to
Yeah.
become that person that God has created them to be. Sis, can you speak to how that was for you? Like, what was the process like? Because, sometimes when we say these things and people are like, I forgive. A lot of times, I forgive is not forgiveness. I forgive is the step. It's like the first thing you need to do, or one of the steps, but it's hard. I mean, every time you remember or you think about what could have, or what became because of a person, you might remember and say, oh my goodness, I wish, I wish. But how was that for you? And what were the things that helped you to be able to forgive, knowing that this person, like you said, is still alive? It's not like he's even late, he's alive. What were the things that you did to be able to help you? Maybe share in case somebody needs to learn.
It's God, oh, God. You know, it's God. And the next thing, which is also God as well, is also studying. Okay, studying and understanding the situation. I started to learn about it. I have somebody that I am speaking to now. The person has difficulty in expressing themselves and what they want. But then they'll rather internalize and all that. I had to read about trauma. I had to study about it. I had to, okay, so this is it. Oh, wow. So this is how it can show forth. I remember then when I couldn't look directly into people's eyes. All that is past now. I couldn't look directly into people's eyes, and I was like, okay, why? What could be the reason? So sometimes all this, I'm shy. It's because I'm shy. That's my nature. This and that. That's who I know. So God, number one, God helped me. When I met with God, I had to just own up to say, this man, I have to forgive him from the depth of my heart. And because children never asked to be brought to this world. And it's a different thing if maybe the parents was not in the right frame. It's a different thing. But as long as the parents were in the right frame, especially inflicted pain on the children just because you're having issues with their mom or with their dad is not a good thing. It's terrible. God will ask of you. God will ask of you because so I had to report to God, and God helped me to heal gradually. And then the next thing I did was to understand that this was the reason. As you mentioned before, you can be having an indirect search for healing from the wrong places without knowing. You are looking for a father figure, you go and end up with a guy that is 10 years older than you. Because you one person like that, they're like 12 years older than I am. In my mind, I felt like, I've seen that father figure, that brother figure. Now, brother again, you can know that
Yeah.
this thing taught me sense. So there's nothing like, well, as at that time, I was young, and so that's why but I young lady now, young children, teenagers, and all. It might seem, so those were the things that I did. I reported to God, I cried to God that God should help me. God should help me heal. God should help me forgive, my father from the bottom of my heart, And I don't believe. relating with somebody, forget them. No, I don't believe in that. If the person used to, just forgive them. Pray that God will, pray that God will. They will. Some people should call them, but I won't relate because my sister, I'm a child of God. And I don't want to push the level where I'll break. But so let's let everybody be on our. But I really wish him well and pray that the Almighty will be. I pray for him every day. But it's just like you just have to be very honest and making sure our our conscience is of God. So I have to make my conscience is set with God. And it was this scripture that encouraged me, which is the fact that if you're praying in your heart, you know someone in mind, you have to first, first come back to your prayers. So yes, um, that was very good. Next step, like I said, understand patterns. Understand patterns. Very
Very, very important.
if you find yourself that it's always in the school fellowship, I heard that thing that some of you sisters, you will say that it's always guys that are courts that are always asking me out. Check the
There's
environment
something there.
you are in.
Mm.
Check. Oh, it's always only particular guys like this that are always doing this. It's only I only attract friends
Married
that are
men.
check. What is it about you? As they say, a lizard in Nigeria cannot become an alligator in Canada.
Bam.
Check. Like change the environment. Yes, what about you? You know, check deep down inside. So I am somebody who is always checking, who is always learning. I'm always reading. You know, I have about how many, it's not that I don't buy books again. Said I read about everything. I read about how our minds think. There's also the Bible to also teach us these things. You know, whatever is in your heart is what you think out. Whatever is in your heart is what you speak out. It's in the
Out of
scriptures.
the abundance of the heart,
Right
the mouth speaks.
about temperamentality, about how our upbringing affects everything about us. I read about everything and I won't lie, it really helped me. I read about how the mind works. I read about psychology, everything, and how healing is very important, you know, for you to move on. And I mean, traveling light, because as I am now, I'm very light, very light. If I'm praying, my prayer point is not long because I don't have any answer my prayer point. It's just let everything just be smooth and fine.
Oh God.
To the promise of God that He has already planned for me. Simple.
Oh wow. Wow. You know why I love you? One of the reasons why I love you. You're very soft spoken, but you're always spitting fire.
Thank you.
So the things you just said now, that's the like is some people don't know these things. The truth of the matter is a lot of Christians, they don't pay attention to these things. And it's so sad. It's sad because it now makes it look like God is not who God says he is. Meanwhile, God is who God says he is. But he says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. He didn't say for lack of prayers. If it was for lack of prayers, Nigeria would be like the best, the richest, the most fantastic country in the world. Nigerians, a lot of them pray and very fanatical and religious prayers. But the transformation is not there, and it starts from inside. And if the inside is garbage, the outside will be garbage. And that's why many people are not experiencing results, and many people are merely existing. They are putting up a particular kind of, picture, but it's just a mask. Like you said, oh, I'm shy. I don't know how to look at people's face. Someone will see that person and say, oh, very respectful girl and everything, or respectful guy.
It's
But in
not,
there,
they
underneath,
may be masking something. So, which is why self-awareness or knowing yourself is really key. Are you shy, or are you shy because so it's possible to have that negative humility or something? You can say that you're shy, but deep down, you have been shut down as a child so much that you can no longer express yourself, and it's I told the lady, and I told her, I said, open your mouth and ask your husband for what you want.
Yes.
I said, ah. I said, yes. You have to ask. The worst is a no. You see, you had only you. Okay, she said that the husband works outside of Lagos, and then she's the one doing everything and that. And then I think when the issue of the woman that woke up at 4 a.m. for her husband, and then she now said that the husband now said, hey, look at women like you. Sorry, oh, sorry, oh. Me like this, I've healed. If I don't have things in my mind, I'll say it. Die, will still die.
That's the thing.
So,
That's the thing.
not being able to express oneself in the best way, most polite, wholesome way, might not necessarily be as a result of shyness, might be as a result of trauma
Trauma.
that
Yes, exactly.
has not,
Trauma. That's it.
yes.
You've said it all. I have this bold speakers club, and I usually ask the question when I'm talking about boldness, that are you quiet or have you been silenced? A lot of times people have been silenced and they think they're quiet. They tell themselves, I'm a private person, I don't like public. And meanwhile, they would actually, like you said, self-awareness, that kind of person. If you're an introvert, introversion or being introverted is not a disease. It's not if I tell people that you're an introvert, people believe you're an introvert. Actually, you are. Am I right? Because I'm able to profile people most times by introvert and extrovert.
No.
I feel like you're an introvert, but you are the kind of person that you're an introvert. In short, you're an introvert, but you speak when you need to speak. You talk when you want to talk, but you're an introvert. You're not all over the place, everywhere. You like being people. That's not who you are. You like your space. You like, but you said,
No, I'm not.
yeah. So, but when it's time for you to speak,
People that are on TikTok, nobody accepts that somebody that does TikTok is an introvert.
but it's the truth. It is. You don't even need to tell me, because I profile people based on my teaching people how to speak and all. You are an introvert, but you are the CEO of August Secrets. And when it's time to speak, when it's time to caution anybody that needs to be cautioned, when you have to ask your husband for stuff, when you have to speak in board meetings and do presentations, you open your mouth because it is the right time to speak. All those that are introverts that cannot speak is actually an internal problem. Like it is trauma. If you say you are an introvert and it stops you from speaking when you need to speak, there is trauma there. There is trauma. No human being was born shy. No human being in this world was born shy. Any human being that is shy, something made the person shy. Childhood experiences, like you said, upbringing, shut up. You don't talk when your parents are talking. When elders are speaking, you shut up. All those kind of things. Or someone said you don't know how to talk. Or someone said when you talk, you don't know how to speak English. There is something, because I teach about breaking the shyness. In fact, I have a break the shyness challenge. I hate shyness. Like I fight shyness as if it's my enemy, because it's my enemy. Many people have stayed locked up and they've been merely existing because of I am shy. I am shy. And the main word I am create them. So they keep saying it till they become shy, and then they wonder, oh, somebody is doing me. Sorry. I have to hold myself because I don't vex for that shyness thing. But anyways, you've said it all. You have to work on yourself. You had to learn. You had to study about healing, about trauma, and then you went to God and you took yourself to God, and then you developed yourself. You had to learn about yourself. What do you want in life? Taking rubbish from somebody, is that what you want? If that's not what you want, like Toyin said, there are ways you can talk to the person without being rude. It's called assertiveness. It's called being assertive. You don't have to tolerate rubbish because you want to be seen a certain way. That's what we're talking about here. Merely existing. A person who is truly living, like you said, and I like what you said. I want to stay there.
Indeed.
You said if the thing wants to, how do you say it again? How did you say it? If the thing wants to scatter, I be let, something like that. There was something you just said when you were speaking that I will say it. Oh, I cannot. That if anything wants to happen, let it happen. And I think this is why many married women tolerate rubbish, because they built a certain peace. Peace now. Like I'm because of peace. But anybody that is so scared that you don't want to You don't want to rock any boat. You're like, ah, beg, oh, I don't want to do anything, oh, before anything, oh, I don't want to do anything, oh. It's actually a problem because sometimes, like I always say, when it comes to living again, sometimes things have to scatter for them to be rearranged, honestly. In living again, oh, I have realized that sometimes there has to be a bringing down of the old structures to build new ones. And many times that bringing down is not even nice. It's very messy. It's messy. But you have to, it's messy now, right? It's like, it's not even nice. Like sometimes you just have to say, like Esther, if I perish, I perish, but I would not take this pattern in my family. I would not allow this thing happen. It has happened for too long. It has been happening to my mother, my mother's mother, my mother. You have to, there's a level of anger required to live again. There's a level of anger required. And many people are just like, let us just manage because they are afraid of what will happen. I don't want to rock the boat. Sometimes they'll rock the boat. Whatever is left is what God wants to be left, especially when you have surrendered your life to God and you have said, God, I surrender my mess and everything to you. Like, anything that happens after that one, just know that even if it looks like it is a scattering, God is actually rearranging it. And that person is actually beginning to live again, even though it may not look like it. Okay, next question. Why is it important to live again? So you've done merely existing, and then you're on this side of living again, right? Looking at the two, the times when you were carrying anger, carrying hatred, bitterness, for your dad or for different things that have happened in your life, or think about the time where you were merely existing, and now, why do you think it's important to live again? What's the difference between the two?
Okay, thank you. Um, smallness, our smallness doesn't serve anyone, including us as well. Our smallness doesn't serve anyone, including us as well. Being on the same spot doesn't serve anyone, including us ourselves. So for women who might be going through situations where, they've looked down on themselves, or they are tired, genuinely tired, require healing, require a lot of self-awareness, inward work to do, there's always good news on the other side. It's harder, honestly, for women to really come out of their shell, or come out of the traumatic situations that they've been through. But really, if we stay there, we're going to even be worse. Um, um, Life only rewards those who have come out of rather sad situations and become better again. Um, I was telling someone like 3 days ago that manufacturing is something that, if anybody tells me that that's what I'll be doing today, in short, manufacturing is the only thing I can talk about now and cry, because I've not healed from that one. I've not healed. That's why I'm tying scarf.
You are going through a lot.
I'm going through. I'm
Oh
going
my
through a lot.
goodness.
So, so that one I've not healed. But I have made that whatever it is that somebody said business killing. That's why I said that's tying scarf. That's my customer. On me, they see me so. If you're not strong, it's,
It's
you're
like she's in your mind.
so you never need to respond like, let us be like that. Oh,
Hey God.
you, you know, especially for especially for sectors that you've not been before. Someone was saying, from being a lawyer, going into technology, going into taking coming out of maternity leave and going to pivoting into an entirely different. There's no way we're not going to meet challenges on the way. They're going to be challenges, but as I said earlier, as we talk about successes, let's also talk about failures and normalize them. Pastor Sam Ade in one of his messages that back in secondary school we would mix different chemicals together and we would do what's called experiment. That was teaching us. That was the school teaching us that life is not always going to be straight like that. They're going to teach us. They're going to introduce us to life. So, but the reward only goes to the person who doesn't stay down.
Hmm. Hmm.
Stay down. People are not going to say, "Hey, yeah, hey, yeah." Gonna stop.
Exactly.
So, but you that that woman whom people are not going to say, "Hey, yeah," to, you know, say, you know what, all right, getting up again, right from this. There's nothing as good as that. I realize also that we have different driven skills, but trust me, skills. Not everybody to write like that. I take like another 5 years to affect their business, affect their children, and like yeah, 6 months and write something. Not everybody has that what's called drive, to write challenge, but we can teach ourselves honestly, we can teach ourselves, we can learn it, we can learn. If I'm going to make some that's not do if I start, there's no way
As in,
I will not
exactly, your line is
on
breaking
that one.
again.
Oh, okay. What about now? And I could hear myself very clearly. What about now?
Okay, it's better now.
Okay. So if I share some of the challenges on the journey, my entrepreneurship journey, that one I'll cry. But
Hmm.
now, tends to cry and laugh. Today you're laughing, the next 5 minutes you're crying. You're like, I'm not doing again. And then after that, you still come back and say, you're doing again. Yeah, this last year. So last year I said I was not doing again. I'm not
Hmm.
doing again. I'm not doing again, but no, we're back.
You're
We're
still
doing it.
doing.
But yeah,
You are living again. You are seeing you are
so
getting, falling down, getting up, falling down. And that's really what living again is about. And there are lessons you're learning as well.
you're not here, oh, successful woman who give me call. I was like,
Exactly.
Toyin, how did you do it? Yes, it's God.
I fell, oh, many
Tell us
times.
more.
Mm.
If I tell you more, we not go come on for a year. Oh.
Mm.
I should just say it's God and just keep us I can close.
Mm. Wow, it's even in between what you're saying and in what you're not saying. I can tell that life will test you. Life can test. Some people is their children, some people is their business, some people is their boss, career, some people is their family members, some people like life they do your own. So life will always be doing its own. There has to be a way and a system of getting back up. There has to be a system of resilience, a system of living again. Like you said, life rewards those that don't stay down. That's the truth. Everybody has a reason to stay down. I also think that some people have stayed in their pain so much that they've gotten used to their pain and they've gotten used to the effects of the pain. And some of those effects can be self-pity, it can be small money that comes here and there. I like to give this example of the woman that had goiter and they were trying to remove her goiter. They had raised money for the woman and they gave the woman. And the woman said she's not removing the goiter. Oh. She was angry and she took the money and she left the hospital with the goiter. That's an example of a woman that has gotten used to her pain. And she prefers the pain to any new comfort that she's not aware of. She prefers that pain. And many people have gotten used to their pain. And that's the reason why they find it difficult to get back up, because they feel like, okay, at least I don't know what to expect if I let go of this pain, but at least this one that I have, let me be managing this pain like this. At least I'm still alive. Meanwhile, there is a better life that God has planned and God has created for.
Definitely.
What did she say? She said, my learning cause I give up easily. You have to be strong. In fact, the Nigeria of today, the world of today, you have to be strong. Sometimes it's back to back. As you are sorting this one out, another one is coming. And the only way is to be strong. Joshua 1:8, be strong and of good courage. That is that's the only way. That's the only way. Be strong and of good courage. And it also comes by a number of things. I can't even go into details. Resilience,
being able to build inner stamina is also very important.
Yeah.
Being able to build inner stamina. We don't pray to go through any form of pain that would, weigh down, way beyond what we can handle. It's even in the Bible that, oh Lord, I know, as the scripture said, that the Lord will not test us with temptation that is beyond what we're able to handle. Hopefully, but being able to build that resilience, is really very important. But of course, again, if you need resilience, let's learn to rest. These days, learning what I don't cry. I can't go on again. Resilience to just stay for days. Today, I want to cry. I think it really does help also, so that you're able to come back better. Yeah. Someone said something that sometimes you're pushed to the wall. You are pushed to the wall so you can rest.
Yeah.
So when you're pushed to the wall,
is a major part of resilience. Rest is a strong part of resilience.
Cold juice and just rest, and then fire back again. It really does help. And we can't achieve all of this without that self-awareness. So, at this point, I'm trying to take a rest.
Yes.
After
and
that,
I want to rest. Yes.
And actually really yes, I can't proceed. We'll realize that when we take some rest, we would then be able to come back, as against giving up entirely. Instead of giving up entirely, I think being able to understand when to take breaks, when to take rest, tasting our work, even allowing our brain to rest really, really goes a long way. Like taking breaks. I write in the Toyin newsletter, I read that sometimes I just pick my laptop and walk from the beach. It does help. Sometimes just go and buy that 5,000 naira or 4,000 naira Chapman. Yes, you will not die.
Exactly.
Because sometimes working from home, everything, we are working from home. That's when plumber will come. Plumber will come. Carpenter wants to fix something in the house. Plumber will come. Is still everything still. So sometimes just excuse yourself. Just go for a picnic. Just cool off, rethink it, give it another thought, and then you're able to fire back. Maybe a decision that you're about to take. Just relax. It really does help. Take those spaced rest, and just taking a short break.
Somebody says rest in Jesus' name. Rest in Jesus' name. Yeah, it's important. Rest is a pillar. It's a pillar of resilience. In fact, it's a very important part of resilience. I always say that resilience is knowing when to stop, knowing when to start, knowing when to pause, and knowing when to continue. That's my customized definition of resilience. It's really knowing. No, self-awareness is the first pillar of resilience. Actually, self-awareness is the first pillar. There are other pillars, supportive relationships, purpose, and all of that, self-care. But the first pillar is self-awareness. Because if you don't know yourself, you don't know when you're tired, you don't know when you need to continue. And if you don't tell yourself the truth, you'll never be a resilient person. Learn to tell yourself the truth. Many times we are in denial. We are seeing something koro, but we want to move around it. We don't want to face it. Face it. Face that challenge. Stop running away. Problem where back to where you don't fight today, you go fight them for front. So it's not about running away and you think of escape. Like Toyin said, yeah, you want to be safe. You want to present. You want to be safe. There's no safety. The only safety is in being who God has called you to be. doing what God has called you to do, and really just knowing that God is carrying you and God is your safety. There is no safety anywhere. Even you two, you're not even safe to yourself, because you can. Let me say, the heart of man is deceitful and above all things desperately wicked. So stop looking for safety. It does not exist. Safety is in God, and if you're gonna be in God, you have to be in what He has called you to do. Why do you keep going? What's the one of the reasons why you keep going? Because of purpose. August Secret is not just a business to you, it's linked to purpose. And that's where many people living again is living in purpose. So if you're doing anything that you're okay, I'm doing it for the money, and it's only money that is driving you, you will not be resilient, because money is not big enough to keep you. It's not big
Me,
enough at
like this,
all.
that the relationship.
So people are working in big companies and they have big positions, but they are merely existing. Why? They are not fulfilling purpose. So they are working, they are making money, but they are merely existing. So purpose is really a great pillar to live again. That would even help you to be resilient. It's purpose. All this one, I want to stop. What is keeping you? What is keeping you? Please tell us what is keeping you. What's keeping you in business and making you say, I will go again today. I will go again tomorrow. I will go again next. It's purpose. You have a vision of something you have in mind, and that thing keeps driving you, but it's anchored in your purpose. I lie, I talk true. That's it. So purpose is a core pillar of resilience. If you want to be resilient, go and stay in your purpose. And purpose is not one big thing. It's really just starting to do that thing that God has been placing in your heart to do. Finish. It's not big English. That thing that God has been placing, that you have tried to dodge it, but it still keeps coming. That thing is linked to your purpose. Go and do it. Otherwise, you'll be like Jonah. You will still end up in the belly of the fish, and you will still go to that Nineveh, whether you like it or not. So you can choose either to go in your packet shirt and your suit, or to go drooling from what's that thing in fish, from intestine. But you will still go. That's the mess that happens when we make mistakes and we try to avoid God's will, or to create shortcuts. We end up merely existing, and then we don't truly live. But the thing is that, please, if you are listening to me, it's not too late for you to live again. It's not too late. God is a God of second chances. And that's why, I'm even passionate about this live again work, because I've seen that a lot of people they're not really living, and God wants to give people second chances, third chances, fourth chances, multiple chances, because it's not His will that anybody should perish but have everlasting life. And we don't have to wait till we go to heaven before we have eternal life. We can live here, heaven on earth, while we're here. And that's what living again is about. So how do you handle pain? You've already answered. Let me even say that you've answered that one. So let's not go there. You've answered it. You spoke about the fact that you give it to God. You try to deal with it. You try to face it and deal with it, and then you just pick yourself up and then you go back again. But I think that one of the things that you're trying to say there is that you are a person who sees, you've learned how to become better through challenges. You've learned how to, because when you're talking about entrepreneurship and everything, people when they call you now to come and speak, and you're talking about these things, like you said, they'll be saying success. They don't know that all the things you're going through, but those are the things that form the lessons that you've learned that you now share with your audience. So when you run away from challenges, you don't get to get the lessons, and nobody would call you to come and teach or come and speak because you've run away. So how do you want to teach them when you run away? so so please stop running away from challenges, and whenever you face pain, just acknowledge the pain. Pain is pain. Pain is coming to teach you something. I don't want to go deep into that because of time. Okay, what would you say to your 10-year-old self? You're doing your mouth like my son. Oh God. I can't hear you. Your line is breaking.
Ten-year-old.
Your 10-year-old self, what would you say to her?
Then mommy was right, and some of those uncles and aunties are just being nasty. Because okay, so what I meant by those uncles and aunties is that at 10, yeah, that age where They'll send you on plenty errands. Go and go and do. So but I have no choice. I just have to do it. So yeah. Um. Well, for my 10-year-old self, I would just say that your mom is right. Believe her, and really believe her. Okay, and then play. Rub it off. This is my 10-year-old. Doesn't end. Even me too at 10. I didn't just just playing, eating. That's all. This one now they were saying I'm feeling bored. Well, but I don't know what bored means then. So, but yeah, that's what I'll say to my 10-year-old. So your mom is right, and she's right even now.
Mm,
Yeah, she is right.
mm. Your
A
mom
mother's
is
love.
right. Believe her. Mm.
Yeah.
That's powerful. That's powerful because actually, hi, Presh. Hi, sis. Welcome. So you would say to your 10-year-old self, your mom is right. Believe her. That's really powerful because a lot of times we resist. Sometimes we resist people that are supposed to help us or that are trying to point us in the right direction because we don't know better, right? And looking back, you feel like one of the things they're going to say is, Mom, you were actually right. There were things you said that were correct. There were things you did that I did not understand, but now I do understand.
Yeah,
And that's powerful.
that's
That's really
right.
powerful. Wow. Okay. Next question. Would you describe yourself as a resilient person and why?
I'm resilient too.
I think you are, but I want you to hear from your mouth.
I'm resilient. I am. I mean, it's one of the descriptions. If anyone was going to describe me, you know, resilience simply means staying power. So yes, I that I am resilient. Yeah.
I don't know how that happened.
Um, so how would I describe
So
that?
why why
Resilience.
why would you describe yourself as resilient?
Okay, so I've weathered the storm on a number of things. In the last 7 years, I've been running a business that I started with zero idea, zero knowledge. You know, if I was still working in paid employment, by now, I know that I would have been heading towards being an organ madam, you know, in my career. And yeah, but I chose a road less traveled. I tried to experiment with food for children, not knowing what lies ahead, but I still went ahead to do it. So something happened, like we were about second year in business then, eh? So the packs we were using, it didn't have a tamper proof, and I honestly didn't know any better then. I didn't know any better. I just assumed that the moment you cork it, so. And then a customer said, "Ah, you guys, you're not using tamper proof for children." I said, "Ah, somebody will tamper." I said, this day and age that people even because it's not edible right from it was the particular food back then was not edible. So and then the customer said, "Oh, so you," and I said, "Oh, we just started the business." So, madam, please, I beg. Which you just started? You just started what? You've been doing this thing for more than a year now. See, but we didn't. Please don't tell me that you didn't just start. Go and learn. Now that I've
Hmm.
told you, go and I said, okay, ma. Well, really, that was how I learned. And trust me, that Imagine doing that for 6, 7 years. Sometimes just say, nobody can talk to me anyhow. Come and do business. But anyway, that's what some people on their bio you just say no DM, no
No
refund, no
refund.
exchange, no this, no that, no talk to me, no can you call me that my WhatsApp is where mothers will come and bring all sorts of complaints, and I will have to solve them, do everything. And even if there are issues with staff, I'll still be the one to take all the blame, everything. I did that for 6 years. Yeah, I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it. I still have my organs on this Instagram. It's good morning, mommy, our babies, mommy. The babies are my customers, and then the mothers are my bosses. They're the ones that hired me. They're the ones paying my salary. So I am resilient. If I just say so myself, I don't know anything that is much more resilient other than that. Yeah. But still
Wow.
here,
I
pushing.
picked something from what you said when you said somebody complained about about something in the product or something that wasn't up to par or up to standard in the product, and you took that and you went to learn. And this is the difference between people that merely exist and those who live again. Those that merely exist will take that criticism, take it and say, oh, it's they make it one with themselves. Like, I'm not good enough. Not, in fact, there's nothing I can do better. Business, what I even do now again, they complain. In short, I've said it right from time that I'm just like this, nothing good. And then they swallow it, they absorb it, they check it. Then the next thing, the thoughts of just pack up and close. Nobody will buy. Just like how she complained, more will complain. And it's a loop. It just continues. That's the person merely existing. And the reason why the person is merely existing is because they are crippled by the complaint or the pain that they are feeling. But the person that is living and truly living and learns to live again, the resilient one, is the one that says, okay, let me analyze this thing that this person said. Is there truth in this thing? If there's truth in this thing, what can I do to make this thing better? In fact, what is my part to play in making it better? And then you now go and learn better ways of doing that thing. And then that thing that was supposed to be a problem becomes a stepping stone for bigger heights and bigger things. I mean, you will not be here how many years after if you took that criticism as, you not separate it from you, because many times people are marrying themselves to the problem. They are saying, okay, if something happened to me or an event happened to me, for example, in this case, a woman that complained about your product, they are not separating themselves from that event. They are making themselves one with that thing. So it becomes difficult to separate and observe and come out of it to really check and look and scrutinize and say, is there truth here? Because you're already one with that thing. So it's a problem. If you're somebody who has been saying, I want to be resilient, I want to be resilient, I want to be resilient. I admire people like, Toyin Onigbanjo. She has been in business and it's not easy. I don't even know how she does it. I don't even know how she does her things. The truth of the matter is, take those things that life threw at you and go and analyze it properly. Try and find out, how did I contribute to this? What can I do differently?
Yeah.
How can I become better? If you can ask the right questions, trust me, you will not merely exist, because from those questions you will get answers and you will become sort of, they will come and ask you that, hey, oh, I want you to tell me 5 ways not to do business in Nigeria. Because you've learned the lessons, you are the person they will call to come and speak, and they will pay you. So, but when you run away from the thing and say, I beg, go, I'm not doing it again, I beg, I beg, I beg. Where you are going to, won't there be problem there? So that's the thing. Stop running away from problems and things that look like problems. Analyze the problem, find out how to solve it. If you don't know how to solve it, please go and meet people that know how to solve it. That's part of being resilient. That's part of living again. Leave your comfort zone and find people that can help you solve your problem. And this is one of the reasons why we're having the Live Again outreach, to help women. Like you said, some people don't even know how to get out of the trauma. You mentioned that when you were speaking earlier. They don't know how to. And it's valid that you don't know how to. But the truth is, there are many people that God has put now to be doing different things to help women that are going through trauma, abuse. So there's really no excuse. Sincerely, oh, there's no excuse. When you were speaking, you said you were going online, you were reading books, you were hungry for knowledge, learning about healing and trauma. If you're dealing with trauma and you have not yet healed, you may not know the danger of that trauma. You may think, like people have been saying, our parents flogged us so much, but we turned out right. No, those kind of comments like, now we turned. You think you turned out right. That is why you've not gone to look for a solution or a better way. You think you turned out right. You didn't turn out right. Or if you are dealing with trauma, face it. And that's why we're having the Live Again outreach, to help women break free from these limiting beliefs, limitations, and all these weights and labels and things that have come up on them, like guilt and shame and bitterness. And it's not easy. Oh, it's not easy. And I like how our guest said that it is not easy. When she started, that was one of the first things she said. She said, Omo, living again is not easy. Why lie? So let me not come and be telling you, oh, before I wore this eyeglass and came here, if I tell you what I've gone through, so come and wear this eyeglass and come and live again, come and live again. But the difference is that I would not have it any other way. What I mean by that is the fulfillment that comes from knowing that I'm fulfilling purpose is bigger than whatever challenge I go through in fulfilling purpose.
Yeah.
So this is an invitation to you to it's time for you to live again. It's time. There is no point trying to blame your parents. Our guest mentioned how her father rejected them and she was angry. But she thought about it that, you know what, God, I need you to just come and help me deal. I want to travel light. I want to travel light. She wants to grow. She wants to become better. And she wants to leave a good pedestal for her children's 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 children. She doesn't want to leave a legacy of bitterness for her children's 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 children. That's the thing. Your children will inherit whatever it is that you have not dealt with. If it's bitterness, they will inherit the bitterness. If it's pain, they will inherit the pain. That's just what it is. Let's not mince words. You need to heal so that you can truly live. And so I want to encourage you, if you're listening to me or you have found this thing as a replay later on, please register for the Live Again outreach. It's so critical and it's so important, because this is not the kind of year that you want to just merely exist. Wallahi, this year is so critical that if you merely exist this year, you will merely exist for the rest of the decade. And that's too dangerous. Thank you so much. I want to let you go, but I wanted you to leave final words for a woman that is, merely existing and finding it difficult to live. So she's heard everything I've said. She's heard you. In fact, she's heard other people, but she just cannot find a way out of it. It's like she's in a bubble. And every time someone tries to burst that bubble, she fights the person. In fact, because she thinks this person is coming to take her away from something that it might be painful, but she's okay with it. And even if she's not okay, she doesn't even know how to get herself out of that. What would you say to that kind of woman that is listening right now and merely existing and really finding it difficult? In fact, she may even desire to live again, but it's been a struggle and she's tried and tried and tried and it's not been working out. So she's settled for merely existing. What would you say to that woman?
Like I said before, being small or being limited is not going to serve anyone, including you. So every woman is better off being the better version of themselves, thinking bigger. I found out from some my research and with working with women that some women are afraid of success. I just want to remind you that your kids are watching. Do it for them. And do it for yourself. Hmm? Do it for yourself. Let it be that when you look back, I mean, someone told me something and said, "See, Toyin, um, you, you are going through stress now for a business of how much? If you build this business into a $1 billion company, it's still going to be about the same stress." And I looked at myself, really, so I'm stressing for something small. Do you understand it now? I remember then when, you know, those, anytime we used to, my former job, you know, if you go out and then you're given maybe You know, there's certain assignments. There's certain because it involved going out and then doing reports. So if you do some reports, if you get like awards or you can get gifts, you can get gifts like 20K. Yeah, and then I used to hear back then that some people that they used to keep malice because of 20K. And I really sorry, oh, I bless you. Me, I'm really thinking bigger. That's already
Millions,
dollars.
billions.
So if I'm going to keep malice, let it be on if it's like from 20 million upward.
That's to be worth it.
I, yes,
Yeah, and
so but
it's even never really
pretty
worth
much
it, anyways.
exactly. I mean, come on, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
Like it's just small-mindedness
Mm.
that causes things that we women do. Thinking bigger, doing bigger things. Sometimes let's just bite more than we can chew sometimes. I'm 100% in support of that so that when we fall, as we say, we fall, reach for the money before you fall among the stars. And also, relationships also matter, the kind of friends. Because sometimes, as you said, for women, like talk from now to tomorrow. If you are friends with people that are not better than you, I don't know. I don't know. Yes, it's not every time that I'm not saying chase away your friends, but also again, trauma can actually make you run away from people who can make you better. I just need
Yes.
yes,
So you
you know
trauma
that
bond with people that are in the same
it yes,
in the same
yes,
thing
because
with you, that
enjoy your
can console
comfort
you
zone.
and
Yes,
pity you and
yes,
all
yes.
of that.
Enjoy your comfort zone, enjoy your smallness. So sometimes you just want to be on your own. Meanwhile, it's actually problems. It's a problem, but just trying to encourage that woman out there. Me, I'm always all for lifting women, 100% every day, every time. I want women to always be in their best. I like women have their own money. I like that freedom. Today, you don't feel like cooking, you can order food. Because women, we go through a lot. So, anything that can make life easier, anything, I'm 100% in it because we've seen Shege now. So, everything that will make life easier, that will put women in a position to win, is what I always after. And we can build that life as women, putting ourselves in position to win. You know, first believing in yourself and also being friends, people who actually can see, goodness in you and help you bring it out, being the best, that you can ever be. It's very important because sometimes we can't help ourselves. Let's not
Yeah.
lie. It's just easy to just say, just
Yeah, absolutely.
be
Especially when
husband.
when when that kind of person is in a bubble. You
Yeah,
can't see when you are in the frame. You
time
have to somebody else. Yeah, has to.
that will encourage you and support you. Very important. So if you're a single lady, if you want to speak where I open eye. I beg go. Sometimes peace is better. Money is important, but in short, peace of mind there.
It
Then
cannot be bought.
also friends also not bestie. Oh, I mean friends, network, better people. Those two really go a long way. I mean challenges will be there, but as that person told me, it's the same challenges with multi-millionaire business. It's the same stress. It's the same. Oh, I have sleepless nights. It's the same headache. So why can't you have headache in a head? Do you understand? So
Wow.
it's just pretty much sure
Wow.
that encourages women, yeah.
What I hear you say is headache will come, whether it's small or big. So think big, because it's the same strength you will use to deal with that headache that is small that you will use to deal with the headache that is big. And that is really about problem solving. And there's this post I wanted to post that stop running away from small problems, because small problems that you solve will help give you the skill to solve the big. And I think that's what you really have said in a summary, right? At the end of the day, it really boils down to who you want to be and the price you're willing to pay to become who you want to be. Except you don't want to become anything, or that which you want to become is nothing, then you can settle for less and you can whatever. But find people. I mean, I am a recipient of some of your newsletters. I'm in part of your email list.
Oh,
And
thank
when you
you.
yes, now you forgot when you created that Telegram group that all of us were there together. That's how we heard that, oh, you want to do newsletter and You know, I sometimes I read it and I'm like, wow. It shows that you actually learn. You're not focused on, oh, I'm doing food, so let me stay with food. That your passion for women drives you to develop yourself and help other women, because you can't give what you don't have. So if you're admiring people that are doing great things, it's time for you to invest knowledge in yourself. You are worth it, you matter, and there is more to you than whatever has happened to you. You can live again. Honestly, you can. You can. It's not bobo. It's not like I'm just trying to make you feel good. You can actually live again. Thank you so much. I gotta let you go now. Wow, we went through a lot to show life today. We both of us. But we thank God that we finally made it through, and I pray that any woman who has joined this live would have taken something that they can run with, especially in times like this, that it looks like things are just happening. Hang in there, right? Hang in there. What doesn't kill you indeed actually makes you stronger. It's not just a statement. It actually makes you stronger. So if it can't kill you, it can't kill you, and you're going to become better for it. Thank you so much. I got to let you go now. Thank you so much. Good night. Oh, wow. It's just been so interesting because it took a lot for us to come on live today. I was coming from somewhere and I was running late, and she as well had some challenges, but we had to come on. So if you're just joining us, you have missed a lot. I'm going to be posting the replay. It's really about living again, right? Getting back up after a fall. And even if it's a bad fall, you can still get back up. We're organizing the Live Again outreach for women, right? And it's supposed to help women live again in different areas of life. We've planned it as a feast. It's going to be an amazing time, a safe space you can come in if you want to cry, if you want to just, learn and become better, you want to improve your mindset, if you want to, maybe you feel like, okay, I'm not doing badly, but I want to become better. That is the outreach for you. And it's going to be happening in Ikeja in April 27th, right? And it's catering to every aspect of life, living again physically, spiritually, financially, mentally, and emotionally, right? So if any of these areas are areas that you feel like you need attention there, then you need to register for the Live Again outreach. It's completely free, but you have to register, right? It's completely free, but you have to register. So if you're a man here, share it with the women in your life. Click the link in my bio to register for the Live Again outreach. It is time for you to rebuild the desolations of many generations. It's time for you to live again. God doesn't want you to merely exist. Trust me, not everybody is struggling. There are people that are thriving because they know something. They know something. They know something. There is a way to truly live and not merely exist. Life can happen to you, but you need to learn how to happen to life. Life will not knock you down only once. Life will continue coming with its own wahala, but you need to devise a means where you're able to bounce back from life's difficult challenges so that you can be better off and you can learn to leverage your pain to become better and stronger. And that's what we teach people at the Live Again movement, how to use your pain to become a better, stronger, richer version of yourself by leveraging your pain and even converting that pain to profit. Because by the time you go through the pain, you learn the lessons, you're able to go through the process, you will come out as gold. You'll be able to help others that have gone through the same thing. And that is what living again is all about. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Till I come your way on the next, I don't want to say the day because I don't know when you'll be listening to this, but till I come your way next time, it's bye for now.